2 men. 1,600 feet underwater. One sandwich between them. And 12 minutes of oxygen left. This is the most incredible submarine rescue in human history. They were trapped 150 miles off the Irish coast. No rescue had ever been attempted this deep. Nobody knew if they would survive. August 29, 1973. 150 miles off the coast of Ireland. The deep-sea submersible Pisces III was on a routine mission. Roger Chapman, Roger Mallinson. 2 men, both named Roger, about to descend into the deep Atlantic on what should have been a routine dive. Their mission: lay transatlantic telecommunication cable on the ocean floor. A job they had done many times before. Nothing about this day seemed different. At 1,600 feet the towline was about to be attached. Then they heard it. Loud banging of ropes and shackles against the hull. Suddenly, hurtled backwards. Sinking rapidly. Uncontrolled. The ocean floor rushing up toward them at terrifying speed. The rear hatch was ripped away. Water flooding in. In that moment both men knew this was not a drill. They hit the bottom at 1,575 feet. The impact threw them forward. Sediment exploded around the hull. Then silence. In 30 seconds they switched off all electrical systems, dropped lead ballast weights, placed cloth in their mouths. Survival training taking over from terror. Everything went dark. They turned the depth gauge off. They did not want to know how deep they were. Just 2 men in a metal ball in complete blackness. They were 1,575 feet down. Trapped. The rescue, if it came, would take days. And they had limited oxygen, limited food, and no way to know if anyone was even looking. Between them, 1 sandwich. That was all the food they had. They would share it over the next 3 days, rationing every single bite. On the surface, alarm. Contact with Pisces III had been completely lost. The support ship knew something had gone terribly wrong. Day 1. Temperature dropping inside the hull. They stayed still to conserve oxygen. Spoke rarely. Every breath counted. No water. They survived by licking condensation off the metal walls of the submarine. Drop by drop. Hour by hour. Every hour the oxygen level dropped. They had enough for roughly 84 hours. After that, nothing. The clock was running. The cold was relentless. The deep ocean sucked heat through the hull constantly. They shared body warmth in their tiny 6-foot capsule and waited. They talked to keep their minds focused. Shared stories. Kept each other from the edge of despair. 2 strangers becoming brothers in the dark. The Canadian rescue team arrived. But finding Pisces III at 1,575 feet in the vast Atlantic was like finding a lost coin in a swimming pool, in complete darkness. The Canadian team had an idea: get Roger Chapman to sing. High-frequency sound travels differently underwater. They might be able to pick it up on sonar. So Roger Chapman sang. Alone in the dark, 1,575 feet below the Atlantic, he sang as loud as he could. His voice the only thing connecting them to the world above. On the surface, the sonar operator heard it. A faint high-frequency signal. Chapman's singing had worked. They had found Pisces III. Coordinates confirmed. Pisces III located. But they were still 1,575 feet down with oxygen running critically low. The rescue had to work on the first attempt. The rescue plan: 3 assets working together. Pisces II submarine, CURV-III remote-operated vehicle, and a purpose-built toggle and tow rope system. 4:02 a.m. September 1, 1973. Pisces II was deployed into the water. Every second counted. The oxygen in Pisces III was nearly gone. Pisces II descended through 1,575 feet of darkness. Then, through the murky water, the pilots saw it. A yellow shape in the mud. Pisces III. Pisces II moved alongside Pisces III with millimeter precision. The pilot extended the mechanical arm toward the rear sphere attachment point. 1 chance. No margin for error. At 5:15 a.m., the toggle locked into place. First tow rope secured. Inside Pisces III, Chapman and Mallinson felt the gentle vibration through the hull. Something had found them. They felt it. Something had touched the hull. Both men grabbed each other. After 72 hours of darkness and silence, they were no longer alone. CURV-III, a remotely operated rescue vehicle, was also descending. 2 rescue assets now working together in the darkness of the deep Atlantic. Inside Pisces III, the oxygen gauge was in the red. They had perhaps 30 minutes left. The lift had to work. There was no second chance. 10:35 a.m. CURV-III fastened the second tow rope. 2 lines now secured to Pisces III. After 84 hours, they were finally ready to bring them home. 10:50 a.m., Pisces III lifted off the seabed. After 84 hours and 30 minutes trapped, she was finally moving upward. Every person on the surface ships held their breath. Slowly, agonizingly slowly, Pisces III rose through the darkness. Through 1,000 feet. Through 500 feet. The pitch black becoming dark blue. Blue becoming lighter, Pisces III broke the surface. After 84 hours and 30 minutes, the gray Irish sky above them once more. The crew on deck erupted. The world watching erupted. Roger Chapman took his first breath of fresh air in 84 hours. He later said he never appreciated air, never truly appreciated just breathing, until that moment. The hatch opened. 2 pale, exhausted faces looked up into gray Irish daylight. The crew reaching down. Chapman and Mallinson reaching up. 84 hours of darkness, over. Roger Mallinson emerged moments later. Weak. Dehydrated. Exhausted. But alive. Both men, against every probability, alive. The rescue technician checked the oxygen gauge immediately. He held up 12 fingers. 12 minutes of oxygen remained. If the rescue had been delayed by 15 minutes, both men would have died. They had not finished the sandwich. After 84 hours, 1 sandwich between 2 men, they had still not finished it. The self-discipline of survival made visible, the world exhaled. Front pages everywhere. The story of the 2 Rogers had captured every person on Earth who had been following those 84 hours. The investigation found the aft hatch seal had failed catastrophically during the towline attachment. A single mechanical failure had nearly killed 2 men and changed deep-sea rescue history forever. The rescue of Pisces III was confirmed as the deepest submarine rescue ever attempted in human history, a record that stood for decades. Roger Chapman said later, the worst moment was not the sinking. It was the silence. Not knowing if anyone was looking. Not knowing if we had been forgotten. Mallinson said, when we felt that first vibration through the hull, I knew we were going to live. Not hoped. Knew. Something changed in that moment. The Pisces III rescue changed deep-sea rescue protocols forever. New international agreements. New rescue equipment. New training standards. 2 men's survival made the deep sea safer for everyone who followed. 2 men. 84 hours. 1 sandwich. 12 minutes of oxygen left. The deepest submarine rescue in history. Roger Chapman and Roger Mallinson. Proof that when human beings refuse to give up, the impossible becomes possible.